So next, we... Oh wait, that was something in... Hold on.
Broken
Blue pen? Yes. So, broken_blue_pen, a car shuffling. Flashes of a writer, nay, a poet, show up from time to time through the mire of weirdness. I see it in the mirror, but a mirror will show me absolutely anything I desire to see. The challenge is to look at my reflection with truth, to be honest with myself about who I am looking at. Understand that it's okay to fail, to realize that I can be, and at times I am, successful. I'm not always the failure staring back at me. Accept that even though I always have room to improve, I don't have to be perfect. It's okay to receive myself as I am. This is the thing. There are a few good things about me, and I am not the only one that knows.
And he pushed past his fear and read that to us.
Nice. I haven't
And
read
that,
it.
no,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. Are they all still in the chat?
I don't know if they're all still there because people had permission once we heard them to delete them if they wanted to.
That's what I know, and I know some of them, the way they were posted, it was like that timed thing. So if you've seen it, you can't go back.
Oh, were they?
Watch it. I think a couple of them.
Know
It
that.
depends on how you share it. I don't know. Some of them might not have intentionally done it, but it's like if you share it from outside the chat, it's different from being in the chat and posting within the chat. If you know what I mean, like using the icons. So sometimes it'll show up as a temporary file that just says video or whatever, and you only get a chance to like view it once or twice.
I didn't realize.
But if it comes up with a preview of the thing, it will stay there. You can keep going back to watch it.
Then yeah, I think there were a few that were like that. I like this though because, well, one, just like so many of the other people, he has a great reading voice, which is always nice. And then two, I just like that self-introspective look at oneself and the journey. And he does that a lot. So much of his poetry, I mean, he writes on mythology and other things as well. But a lot of his poetry is looking at himself and describing where he is on his journey.
Yeah, but that's one of my favorite things to do is go for that, like writing about yourself.
Yeah. And he does that really well. And then I like that he's like, you know what? And I like that he's actually calling himself that. Flashes of a poet, nay. I mean, flashes of a writer, nay, a poet. And he's actually saying, you know what? I am a poet. I am this. And that he takes us along. It's a
tougher thing to tell people about yourself as well when you say poet. It's a weirder thing to state to people generally. Like if you say you're a writer, people are like, oh, that's interesting. It's almost, yeah, I get it, writer, stories, movies, whatever. But if you specifically say poet, you'll tend to get a different reaction than if you say writer. If you go straight in with poet, almost like it's not a thing. Like writer's like, oh yeah, that's cool, writer. It's like, I'm a poet. Like,
aren't you precious?
Is that yeah. Yeah.
Aren't you precious?
Yeah.
But I like that he goes through that and he takes us through the journey of going, this is what I see, but no, it's only going to see what I want it to be or what I tell myself it is. And then he's like, to be honest with myself about who I'm looking at, to understand that it's okay to fail. I mean, he really takes us through all of these struggles that so many people have. And then at that very, and the acknowledging that I don't have to be perfect. It's okay to receive myself as I am. And then those last two lines, there are a few good things about me, and I am not the only one that knows. To just be able to settle into that and go, you know what? I'm not that bad. And And
And I
other
think
people
that's
know
one
it
of the
too.
hardest things. One of the hardest things for the writers and poets, and probably artists in general, is to actually say that you're any good.
Yeah,
Because pretty much everyone that I've spoken to, you know, like saying these people have amazing reading voices, but it's ironic that they don't want to hear it. It's awful, embarrassing, and cringy. But anyone else around would be like, "Oh, that sounds amazing! This is you were
yeah,
born for this kind of thing." And like,
yeah,
no, no, no. I
yeah.
think a lot of and that shows a lot of people's writing is that
It
it's
does.
challenging just to share it, let alone speak it and share that. Because
Yeah,
a lot of people write from a place of vulnerability and use it to express things that you can't in normal ways of normal ways of speaking.
yes,
So it's difficult when you have this sort of veil of anonymity, so to speak, especially when posting or just writing in general, because your face isn't there unless you're standing up and reading it. So to put those two together can be quite daunting.
yeah. And I think that's amazing that so many people that do write from an anonymous place, or maybe they give their name, but if their faces aren't out there, a name's a name. It can be any name,
Mm.
but they actually put their voice to the poems, and they went for it. That is so cool. I mean, that's I think it's amazing, and I think it's amazing to have that sudden. It's always just makes your heart glow and warm when you're talking to someone, be they a poet or a writer or an artist or a musician or whatever it is that they're doing. And you know it's been a struggle, or they've doubted themselves, or they don't think they're good enough. But if you ever catch when that spark hits, where they're like, maybe I'm good enough, I could do something with this. If you catch when that hits, oh, that's like, it's it's a squeak moment. It's just a squeak moment. It's so exciting to see. And Ash is clapping. Yeah, I mean, it's lovely. So this is a moment.
That's so high pitched.
Sorry for your ears.
Balance the audio.
Yeah, sorry. But it's really, I'm just going to keep doing this so you keep grabbing your head. Um, but this is really cool, Clue. I really liked it. I just like that self introspective, honesty look of it.
Yeah,